Hello. Today I will be reading the Operating and Safety Instructions Manual for the Dremel power tools. Okay. General power tool safety warnings. Read all safety warnings and all instructions. Failure to follow the warnings and instructions may result in electric shock, fire, and/or serious injury. Save all warnings and instructions for future reference. The term power tool in the warnings refers to your mains-operated corded power tool or battery-operated cordless power tool. Work area safety. Keep work area clean and well lit. Cluttered or dark areas invite accidents. Do not operate power tools in explosive atmospheres, such as in the presence of flammable liquids, gases, or dust. Power tools create fumes, create sparks which may ignite the dust or fumes. Keep children and bystanders away while operating a power tool. Distractions can cause you to lose control. Electrical safety. Power tool plugs must match the outlet. Never modify the plug in any way. Do not use any adapter plugs with earthed power tools. Unmodified plugs and matching outlets will reduce risk of electric shock. Avoid body contact with earthed or grounded surfaces, such as pipes, radiators, ranges, and refrigerators. There is an increased risk of electric shock if your body is earthed or grounded. Do not expose power tools to rain or wet conditions. Water entering a power tool will increase the risk of electric shock. Do not abuse the cord. Never use the cord for carrying, pulling, or unplugging the power tool. Keep cord away from heat, oil, sharp edges, or moving parts. Damaged or entangled cords increase the risk of electric shock. When operating a power tool outdoors, use an extension cord suitable for outdoors use. Use of a cord suitable for outdoor use reduces the risk of electric shock. If operating a power tool in a damp location is unavoidable, use a ground fault circuit interrupter protected supply. Use of GFCI reduces the risk of electric shock. Personal safety. Stay alert. Watch what you are doing and use common sense when operating a power tool. Do not use a power tool while you are tired or under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or medication. A moment of inattention while operating power tools may result in serious personal injury. Use personal protective equipment. Always wear eye protection. Protective equipment such as dust mask, non-skid safety shoes, hard hat, or hearing protection used for appropriate conditions, will reduce personal injuries. Prevent unintentional starting. Ensure the switch is in the off position before connecting to power source and or battery pack. Picking up or carrying the tool. Carrying power tools with your finger on the switch or energizing power tools that have the switch on invites accidents. Remove any adjusting key or wrench before turning the power tool on. A wrench or a key left attached to a rotating part of the power tool may result in personal injury. Do not overreach. Keep proper footing and balance at all times. This enables better control of the power tool in unexpected situations. Dress properly. Do not wear loose clothing or jewelry. Keep your hair, clothing, and gloves away from moving parts. Loose clothes, jewelry, or long hair can be caught in moving parts. If devices are provided for the connection of dust extraction and collection facilities, ensure these are connected and properly used. Use of dust collection can reduce dust-related hazards. Power tool use and care. Do not force the power tool. Use the correct power tool for your application. The correct power tool will do the job better and safer at the rate for which it was designed. Do not use the power tool if the switch does not turn it on and off. Any power tool that cannot be controlled with the switch is dangerous and must be repaired. Disconnect the plug from the power source and or the battery pack from the power tool before making any adjustments. Changing accessories or storing power tools, such as preventative safety measures, reduce the risk of starting the power tool accidentally. Store idle power tools out of reach of children and do not allow persons unfamiliar with the power tool or these instructions to operate the power tool. Power tools are dangerous in the hands of untrained users. Maintain power tools. Check for misalignment or binding of moving parts. Breakage of parts and any other condition that may affect the power tool's operation. If damaged, have the power tool repaired before use. Many accidents are caused by poorly maintained power tools. Keep cutting tools sharp and clean. Properly maintained cutting tools with sharp cutting edges are less likely to bind and are easier to control. Use the power tool, accessories, and tool bits, etc. in accordance with these instructions, taking into account the working conditions and the work to be performed. Use of the power tool for operations different from those intended could result in a hazardous situation. Service. Have your power tool serviced by a qualified repair person using only identical replacement parts. This will ensure that the safety of the power tool is maintained. Safety rules for rotary tools. Safety warnings common for grinding, sanding, wire brushing, polishing, carving, or abrasive cutting off operations. This power tool is intended to function as a grinder, sander, wire brush, polisher, carving, or cut-off tool. Read all safety warnings, instructions, illustrations, and specifications provided with the power tool. Failure to follow all instructions listed below may result in electric shock, fire, and/or serious injury. Do not use accessories which are not specifically designed and recommended by the tool manufacturer. Just because the accessory can be attached to your power tool, it does not assure safe operation. The rated speed of the accessories must be at least equal to the operating speed setting marked on the power tool. Accessories running faster than their rated speed can break and fly apart. The outside diameter and the thickness of your accessory must be within the capacity rating of your power tool. Incorrectly sized accessories cannot be adequately guarded or controlled. The arbor size of wheels, sanding drums, or any other accessory must properly fit the spindle or collet of the power tool. Accessories that do not match the mounting hardware of the power tool will run out of balance, vibrate excessively, and may cause loss of control. Mandrel mounted wheels, sanding drums, cutters, or other accessories must be fully inserted into the collet or chuck. If the mandrel is insufficiently held and/or the overhang of the wheel is too long, the mounted wheel may become loose and be ejected at high velocity. Do not use a damaged accessory. Before each use, inspect the accessory, such as abrasive wheels for chips and cracks, sanding drum for the cracks, tear, or excess wear, wire brush for loose or cracked wires. If power tool or accessory is dropped, inspect for damaged or install an undamaged accessory. After inspecting and installing an accessory, position yourself and bystanders away from the plane of the rotating accessory and run the power tool at maximum no-load speed for 1 minute. Damaged accessories will normally break apart during this test time. Safety rules for rotary tools continued. Wear personal protective equipment. Depending on application, use face shield, safety goggles, or safety glasses. As appropriate, wear dust mask, hearing protectors, gloves, and workshop apron capable of stopping small abrasive or workpiece fragments. The eye protection must be capable of stopping flying debris generated by various operations. The dust mask or respirator must be capable of filtrating particles generated by your operation. Prolonged exposure to high-intensity noise may cause hearing loss. Keep bystanders a safe distance away from work area. Anyone entering the work area must wear personal protective equipment. Fragments of workpiece or of a broken accessory may fly away and cause injury beyond immediate area of operation. Hold power tool by insulated gripping surfaces only. When performing an operation where the cutting accessory may contact hidden wiring or its own cord. Cutting accessory contacting a live wire may make exposed metal parts of the power tool live and could give the operator an electric shock. Always hold the tool firmly in your hands during the startup. The reaction torque of the motor as it accelerates to full speed can cause the tool to twist. Use clamps to support workpiece whenever practical. Never hold a small workpiece in one hand and the tool in another hand while in use. Clamping a small workpiece allows you to use your hands to control the tool. Round materials such as dowel rods, pipes, or tubing may have a tendency to roll while being cut and may cause the bit to bind or jump towards you. Position the cord clear of the spinning accessory. If you lose control, the cord may be cut or snagged, and your hand or arm may be pulled into the spinning accessory. Never lay power tool down until the accessory has come to a complete stop. The spinning accessory may grab the surface and pull the power tool out of your control. After changing the bits or making any adjustments, make sure the collay nut, chuck, or any other adjustment devices are securely tightened. Loose adjustment devices can unexpectedly shift, causing loss of control. Loose rotating components will be violently thrown. Do not use the power tool while carrying it at your side. Accidental contact with the spinning accessory could snag your clothing, pulling the accessory into your body. Regularly clean the power tool's air vents. The motor's fan will draw the dust inside the housing, and excessive accumulation of powdered metal may cause electrical hazards. Do not operate the power tool near flammable materials. Sparks could ignite these materials. Do not use accessories that require liquid coolants. Using water or other liquid coolants may result in electrocution or shock. Kickback and related warnings. Kickback is a sudden reaction to a pinched or snagged rotating wheel, backing pad, brush, or any other accessory. Pinching or snagging causes rapid stalling of the rotating accessory, which in turn causes the uncontrolled power tool to be forced in the direction opposite of the accessory's rotation. For example, if an abrasive wheel is snagged or pinched by the workpiece, the edge of the wheel that is entering into the pinch point can dig into the surface of the material, causing the wheel to climb out or kick out. The wheel may either jump toward or away from the operator, depending on direction of the wheel's movement at the point of pinching. Abrasive wheels may also break under these conditions. Kickback is the result of power tool misuse and/or incorrect operating procedures or conditions, and can be avoided by taking proper precautions as given below. Maintain a firm grip on the power tool and position your body and arm to allow you to resist kickback forces. The operator can control torque reactions or kickback forces if proper precautions are taken. Use special care when working corners, sharp edges, etc. Avoid bouncing and snagging the accessories. Corners, sharp edges, or bouncing have a tendency to snag the rotating accessory and cause loss of control or kickback. Do not attach a toothed saw blade. Such blades create frequent kickback and loss of control. Always feed the bit into the material in the same direction as the cutting edge is exiting from the material, which is the same direction as the chips are thrown. Feeding the tool in the wrong direction causes the cutting edge of the bit to climb out of the work and pull the tool in the direction of this feed. When using rotary files, cut-off wheels, high-speed cutters, or tungsten carbide cutters, always have the work securely clamped. These wheels will grab if they become slightly canted in the groove and can kick back. When a cutoff wheel grabs, the wheel itself usually breaks. When a rotary file, high-speed cutter, or tungsten carbide cutter grabs, it may jump from the groove and you could lose control of the tool. Safety warnings specific for grinding and abrasive cutting off operations. Use only wheel types that are recommended for your power tool and only for recommended applications. For example, do not grind with the side of a cutoff wheel. Abrasive cutoff wheels are intended for peripheral grinding. Side forces applied to these wheels may cause them to shatter. For threaded abrasive cones and plugs, use only undamaged wheel mandrels with an unrelieved shoulder flange that are of correct size and length. Proper mandrels will reduce the possibility of breakage. Do not jam a cutoff wheel or apply excessive pressure. Do not attempt to make an excessive depth of cut. Overstressing the wheel increases the loading and susceptibility to twisting or snagging of the wheel in the cut and the possibility of kickback or wheel breakage. Do not position your hand in line with and behind the rotating wheel. When the wheel at the point of operation is moving away from your hand, the possible kickback may propel the spinning wheel and the power tool directly at you. When wheel is pinched, snagged, or when interrupting a cut for any reason, switch off the power tool and hold the power tool motionless until the wheel comes to a complete stop. Never attempt to remove the cutoff wheel from the cut while the wheel is in motion. Otherwise, kickback may occur. Investigate and take corrective action to eliminate the cause of wheel pinching or snagging. Do not restart the cutting operation in the workpiece. Let the wheel reach full speed and carefully re-enter the cut. The wheel may bind, walk up, or kick back if the power tool is restarted in the workpiece. Support panels or any oversized workpiece to minimize the risk of wheel pinching and kickback. Large workpieces tend to snag under their own weight. Supports must be placed under the workpiece near the line of cut and near the edge of the workpiece on both sides of the wheel. Use extra caution when making a pocket cut into existing walls or other blind areas. The protruding wheel may cut gas or water pipes, electrical wiring, or objects that can cause kickback. Safety warning specific for wire brushing operations. Be aware that wire bristles are thrown by the brush even during ordinary operation. Do not overstress the wires by applying excessive load to the brush. The wire bristles can easily penetrate light clothing and or skin. Allow brushes to run at operating speed for at least 1 minute before using them. During this time, no one is to stand in front or in line with the brush. Loose bristles or wires will be discharged during the run-in time. Direct the discharge of the spinning wire brush away from you. Small particles and tiny wire fragments may be discharged at high velocity during the use of these brushes and may become embedded in your skin. Additional safety warnings. GFCI and personal protective devices like electrician's rubber, gloves, and footwear will further enhance your personal safety. Do not use AC-only rated tools with a DC power supply. While the tools may appear to work, the electrical components of the AC rated tool are likely to fail and create a hazard to the operator. Keep handles dry, clean, and free from oil and grease. Slippery hands cannot safely control the power tool. Develop a periodic maintenance schedule for your tool. When cleaning a tool, be careful not to disassemble any portion of the tool, since internal wires may be misplaced or pinched, or safety guard return springs can be improperly mounted. Certain cleaning agents such as gasoline, carbon tetrachloride, ammonia, etc. may damage plastic parts. Risk of injury to user. The power cord must only be devised by a Dremel service facility. Warning: some dust created by power sanding, sawing, grinding, drilling, and other construction activities contains chemicals known to cause cancer, birth defects, or other reproductive harm. Some examples of these chemicals are lead from lead-based paints, crystalline silica from bricks and cement and other masonry products, and arsenic and chromium from chemically treated lumber. Your risk from these exposures varies, depending on how often you do this type of work. To reduce your exposure to these chemicals, work in a well-ventilated area and work with approved safety equipment, such as those dust masks that are specially designed to filter out microscopic particles. Assembly. Warning: always unplug rotary tools before changing accessories, changing collets, or servicing your rotary tool. Collet nut. To loosen, first press shaft lock button and rotate the shaft by hand until the lock engages the shaft, preventing further rotation. Caution: do not engage lock while the rotary tool is running. With the shaft lock engaged, use the collet wrench to loosen the collet nut if necessary. The collet nut must be loosely threaded on when inserting an accessory. Change accessories by inserting the new one into the collet as far as possible to minimize run out and unbalance. With the shaft lock engaged, finger tighten the collet nut until the accessory shank is gripped by the collet. Avoid excessive tightening of the collet nut when there is no bit inserted. Easy twist integrated wrench nose cap, model 3000 only. The nose cap of your tool has an integrated wrench allowing you to loosen and tighten the collet nut without the use of the standard collet wrench. Unscrew the nose cap from the tool, line up steel insert on inside of cap with collet nut. With the shaft lock engaged, twist nose cap clockwise to tighten and counterclockwise to loosen. Collets. 4 different size collets to accommodate different shank sizes are available for your rotary tool. To install a different collet, remove the clay nut and remove the old clay. Insert the unslotted end of the clay in the hole in the end of the tool shaft. Replace clay nut on the shaft. Always use the clay which matches the shank size of the accessory you plan to use. Never force a larger diameter shank into a clay. Note: most rotary toolkits do not include all 4 clay sizes. Clay identification chart. Clay sizes can be identified by the rings on the back end of clay. Balancing accessories. For precision work, it is important that all accessories be in good balance. Much the same as the tires on your automobile. To true up or balance an accessory, slightly loosen clay nut and give the accessory or clay a 1/4 turn. Retighten clay nut and run the rotary tool. You should be able to tell by the sound and feel if your accessory is running in balance. Continue adjusting in this fashion until best balance is achieved. To maintain balance on abrasive wheel points before each use with the wheel point secured in the clay, turn on the rotary tool and run the 415 dressing stone lightly against the revolving wheel point. This removes high spots and trues up the wheel point for good balance. The hanger is provided for the use of hanging your tool while using the flex shaft or for storage. If you do not use the hanger, remove it from the tool and snap it back into place underneath the cord so it will be out of the way while the tool is in use. Fixing stuck clays. It is possible for a clay to get stuck within the clay nut, especially if a clay nut is tightened onto the tool without a bit in place. If this happens, the clay can be removed from the clay nut by pushing the shank of an accessory into the hole in the clay nut. This should cause the clay to pop out of the clay nut. Operating instructions. The rotary tool is a handful of high-speed power. It serves as a carver, grinder, polisher, sander, cutter, power brush, drill, and more. The rotary tool has a small, powerful electric universal motor. It is comfortable in the hand and is made to accept a large variety of accessories, including abrasive wheels, drill bits, wire brushes, polishers, engraving cutters, router bits, cutting wheels and attachments. Accessories come in a variety of shapes and permit you to do a number of different jobs. As you become familiar with the range of accessories and their uses, you will learn just how versatile the rotary tool is. You'll see dozens of uses you hadn't thought of before. The real secret of the rotary tool is its speed. To understand the advantages of its high speed, you have to know that the standard portable electric drill runs at speeds up to 2,800 revolutions per minute. The rotary tool operates at speeds up to 35,000 revolutions per minute. The typical electric drill is a low-speed high torque tool. The rotary is just the opposite, a high speed, low torque tool. The major difference to the user is that in the high speed tools, the speed combined with the accessory mounted in the calais does the work. You don't apply pressure to the tool, but simply hold and guide it. In the low speed tools, you not only guide the tool, but also apply pressure to it, as you do, for example, when drilling a hole. It is this high speed, along with its compact size and wide variety of special accessories and attachments, that makes the rotary tool different from other tools. The speed enables it to do jobs low speed tools cannot do, such as cutting hardened steel, engraving glass, etc. Getting the most out of your rotary tool is a matter of learning how to do this, how to let this speed work for you. To learn about more uses and the versatility of Dremel accessories and attachments, refer to this owner's manual or check our website at dremel.com. Using the rotary tool. The first step in learning to use the rotary tool is to get the feel of it. Hold it in your hand and feel its weight and balance. Warning: always hold the tool away from your face. Accessories can be damaged during handling and can fly apart as they come up to speed. This is not common, but it does happen. Caution: whenever you hold the tool, be careful not to cover the air vents with your hand. This blocks the airflow and causes the motor to overheat. For best control in close work, grip the rotary tool like a pencil between your thumb and forefinger. The golf grip method of holding the tool is used for more aggressive operations, such as grinding a flat surface or using cut-off wheels. Practice on scrap materials first to see how the rotary tool's high-speed action performs. Keep in mind that the work is done by the speed of the tool and by the accessory in the calais. You should not lean on or push the tool during use. Instead, lower the spinning accessory lightly to the work and allow it to touch the point at which you want cutting, or sanding, or etching, etc. To begin, concentrate on guiding the tool over the work using very little pressure from your hand. Allow the accessory to do the work. Usually, it is best to make a series of passes with the tool rather than attempt to do all the work in one process. To make a cut, for example, pass the tool back and forth over the work, much as you would a small paintbrush. Cut a little material on each pass until the desired depth. For most work, the gentle touch is best. With it, you have the best control, are less likely to make errors, and will get the most efficient work out of the accessory. Operating speeds. To select the right speed for each job, use a practice piece of material. Note: Speed is affected by voltage changes. A reduced incoming voltage will slow the RPM of the tool. Model 100. On the single speed model, there is an on-off switch. When the switch is on, the tool runs at 35,000 RPM. Model 200. On the two-speed model, there is a low and high switch. When the switch indicator is on the low setting, the tool runs at about 15,000 RPM. When the switch indicator is on the high setting, the tool runs at about 35,000 RPM. Model 3000. On the variable speed model, there are switch setting indicators marked with a line slide to the number on the housing to select the operating speed needed from 5,000 to 32,000 RPM. You can refer to the charts on page 24, 25, 26, and 27 to determine the proper speed based on the material being worked and the type of accessory being used. These charts enable you to select both the correct accessories and the optimum speed at a glance. The speed of rotary tool is controlled by setting this indicator on the housing. The settings for approximate revolutions per minute on rotary tool variable speed model 3000. Needs for slower speeds. Certain materials, however, some plastics and precious metals, for example, require a relatively slow speed because at high speed, the friction of the accessory generates heat and may cause damage to the material. Slow speeds usually are best for polishing operations employing the felt polishing accessories. They may also be best for working on delicate projects as egery work, delicate wood carving, and fragile model parts. All brushing applications require lower speeds to avoid wire discharge from the holder. If you need it, single speed models also can have speed control by using the model 221 foot control unit. Caution: not for use with 2-speed or variable speed models 200 or 3000. Use with external speed control will damage the variable 2-speed electronics. Higher speeds are better for carving, cutting, routing, shaping, cutting dados or rabbets in wood. Hardwoods, metal, and glass require high-speed operation and drilling should also be done at high speeds. You can do the great majority of work with the single speed at its regular speed of 35,000 RPM. But for certain materials and types of work, you need slower speeds, which is the reason the variable speed models are available. To aid you in determining the optimum operational speed for different materials and different accessories, we have constructed a series of tablets that appear on page 24, 25, 26, and 27. By referring to these tables, you can discover the recommended speeds for each type of accessory. Look these tables over and become familiar with them. Ultimately, the best way to determine the correct speed for work on any material is to practice for a few minutes on a piece of scrap. Even after referring to the chart, you can quickly learn that a slower or faster speed is more effective just by observing what happens as you make a pass or two at different speeds. When working with plastic, for example, start at a slow rate of speed and increase the speed until you observe that the plastic is melting at the point of contact. Then reduce the speed slightly to get the optimum working speed. Some rules of thumb in regard to speed. Plastic and other materials that melt at low temperatures should be cut at low speeds. Polishing, buffing, and cleaning with any type of bristle brush must be done at speeds not greater than 15,000 RPM to prevent damage to the brush from bristles flying toward the operator. Wood should be cut at high speed. Iron or steel should be cut at high speed. If a high-speed steel cutter starts to chatter, this normally means it is running too slow. Aluminum, copper alloys, lead alloys, zinc alloys, and tin may be cut at various speeds depending on the type of cutting being done. Use paraffin or other suitable lubricant on the cutter to prevent the cut material from adhering to the cutter teeth. Increasing the pressure on the tool is not the answer when it is not performing as you think it should. Perhaps you should be using a different accessory, and perhaps an adjustment in speed would solve the problem. Leaning on the tool does not help. Let the speed do the work. Maintenance information. Service. Warning. Preventative maintenance performed by unauthorized personnel may result in misplacing of internal wires and components, which could cause serious hazard. We recommend that all tool service be performed by a Dremel service facility to avoid injury from unexpected starting or electrical shock. Always remove plug from wall outlet before performing service or cleaning. Carbon brushes. The brushes and commuter in your tool have been engineered for many hours of dependable service. In order to prepare your brushes for use, run your tool at full speed for 5 minutes under no load. This will properly seat your brushes, which extends the life of both your brushes and your tool. To maintain peak efficiency of the motor, we recommend every 40 to 50 hours the brushes be examined. Only genuine Dremel replacement brushes, specially designed for your tool, should be used. Maintenance of replaceable brushes on models 100, 200, and 3000. The brushes should be inspected frequently when tools are used continuously. If your tool runs sporadically, loses power, makes unusual noises, or runs at a reduced speed, check the brushes. Caution: to continue using the tool in this condition will permanently damage your tool. Follow these steps to change the rotary tool brushes. With the power cord unplugged, place the tool on a clean surface. Use the tool wrench as a screwdriver to remove the brush caps in a counterclockwise direction. Remove the brushes from the tool by pulling on the spring that is attached to the carbon brush. If the brush is less than 1/8 long and the end surface of the brush that contacts the commuter is rough and or pitted, they should be replaced. Check both brushes. Usually, the brushes will not wear out simultaneously. If one brush is worn out, replace both brushes. Make sure the brushes are installed as illustrated. The curved surface of the brush must match the curvature of the commutator. After replacing brushes, the tool should be run at no load. Place it on a clean surface and run it freely at full speed for 5 minutes before loading or using the tool. This will allow the brushes to seat properly and will give you more hours of life from each set of brushes. This will also extend the total life of your tool since the commuter surface will wear longer. Bearings. Models 100, 200, and 3000 have double ball bearing construction. Under normal use, they will not require lubrication. Cleaning. Warning: to avoid accidents, always disconnect the tool from the power supply before cleaning or performing any maintenance. The tool may be cleaned most effectively with compressed dry air. Always wear safety goggles when cleaning tools with compressed air. Ventilation openings and switch levers must be kept clean and free of foreign matter. Do not attempt to clean by inserting pointed objects through openings. Caution: certain cleaning agents and solvents damage plastic parts. Some of these are gasoline, carbon tetrachloride, chlorinated cleaning solvents, ammonia, and household detergents that contain ammonia. Extension cords. Warning: if an extension cord is necessary, a cord with adequate size conductors that is capable of carrying the current necessary for your tool must be used. This will prevent excessive voltage drop, loss of power, or overheating. Grounded tools must use 3 wire extension cords that have 3 prong plugs and receptacles. The smaller the gauge number, the heavier the cord. Dremel accessories. Warning. Use only Dremel high-performance accessories. Other accessories are not designed for this tool and may lead to personal injury or property damage. The number and variety of accessories for the rotary tool are almost limitless. There is a category suited to almost any job you might have to do, and a variety of sizes and shapes within each category, which enables you to get the perfect accessory for every need. Refer to the Dremel accessory order form for illustrations of the accessories available. These accessories may be found at your local hardware, hobby, or home center dealers. Calays. If you expect to use a variety of accessories, we recommend that in the beginning you purchase a complete set of 4 calays. Store these so that you will have the proper size of calay for any accessory or drill bit you want to use. Currently, the 1/8, 3/32, and 1/32 and 1/16 calays accommodate all of the available Dremel accessories. 1/8 calays are included in most rotary tool kits. Mandrels. A mandrel is a shank with a threaded or screw head. These are required when you use polishing accessories, cutting wheels, sanding discs, and polishing points. The reason mandrels are used is the sanding discs, cutting wheels, and similar accessories must be replaced frequently. The mandrel is a permanent shank, allowing you to replace only the worn head when necessary, thus saving the expense of replacing the shaft each time. Screw mandrel number 401. This is a screw mandrel used with the felt polishing tip and felt polishing wheels 1/8 shank. Small screw mandrel number 402. This is a mandrel with a small screw at its tip and is used with emery and fiberglass cutting wheels. Sanding discs and polishing wheels 1/8 shank. Easy lock mandrel number 402. The Dremel Easy Lock makes accessory changes easy as pull, twist, release. The one-piece mandrel design simplifies the process of changing cutting wheels, buffs, and detail abrasive brushes. Easy Lock compatible accessories. Easy Drum mandrel number Easy 407 SA. The Dremel Easy Drum makes accessory changes easy as pull, insert, press, down. The one-piece mandrel design simplifies the process of changing sanding bands. High-speed cutters. Available in many shapes, high-speed cutters are used in carving, cutting, and slotting in wood, plastics, and soft metals, such as aluminum, copper, and brass. These are the accessories to use for freehand routing or carving in wood or plastic. and for precision cutting, made of high quality steel, 1/8 shank. Tungsten carbide cutters. These are tough, long-lived cutters for use on hardened steel, fired ceramics, and other very hard materials. They can be used for engraving on tools and garden equipment, 1/8 shanks. Engraving cutters. This group has a wide variety of sizes and shapes and are made for intricate work on ceramics, wood carvings, jewelry, and scrimshaw. They often are used in making complicated printed circuit boards. They should not be used on steel and other very hard materials, but are excellent on wood, plastic, and soft metals, 1/8 shank. Structured tooth tungsten carbide cutters. Fast cutting, needle sharp teeth for greater material removal with minimum loading. Use on fiberglass, wood, plastic, epoxy, and rubber, 1/8 shank. Aluminum oxide grinding stones. Round, pointed, flat. You name the shape and there is one available in this category. These are made of aluminum oxide and cover virtually every possible kind of grinding application. Use them for sharpening lawnmower blades, screwdriver tips, knives, scissors, chisels, and other cutting tools. Used to remove flash from metal castings, deburring any metal after cutting, smoothing welded joints, grinding off rivets, and removing dust. These grinding stones can be resharpened with the dressing stone. In machine shops, high-speed drills and cutters normally are ground with aluminum oxide wheels. Silicon carbide grinding stones. Tougher than aluminum oxide points, these are made especially for use on hard materials such as glass and ceramics. Typical uses might be the removal of stilt marks and excessive glaze on ceramics and engraving on glass. Diamond wheel points. Excellent for fine detail work on wood, jade, ceramic, glass, and other hard materials. Bits are covered with diamond particles. Wire brushes. 3 different shapes of wire brushes are available. For best results, wire brushes should be used at speeds not greater than 15,000 RPM. Refer to operating speeds section for proper tool speed settings. The 3 shapes come in 3 different materials: stainless steel, brass, and carbon wire. The stainless steel perform well on pewter, aluminum, stainless steel, and other metals without leaving after rust. Brass brushes are non-sparking and softer than steel, making them good for use on soft metal like gold, copper, and brass. Carbon wire brushes are good for general purpose cleaning. Dremel accessories continued. Bristle brushes. These are excellent cleaning tools on silverware, jewelry, and antiques. The three shapes make it possible to get into tight corners and other difficult places. Bristle brushes can be used with polishing compound for faster cleaning or polishing. Brushing pressure. Remember, the tips of a wire brush do the work. Operate the brush with the lightest pressure so only the tips of the wire come in contact with the work. If heavier pressures are used, the wires will be overstressed, resulting in a wiping action. And if this is continued, the life of the brush will be shortened due to wire fatigue. Apply the brush to the work in such a way that as much of the brush face as possible is in full contact with the work. Applying the side or edge of the brush to the work will result in wire breakage and shortened brush life. Polishing accessories. These include an impregnated polishing point, an impregnated polishing wheel for bringing metal surfaces to smooth finish, a felt polishing tip and felt polishing wheel, and cloth polishing wheel, all used for polishing plastics, metals, jewelry, and small parts. Also included in this group is a polishing compound for use with the felt and cloth polishers. Polishing points make a very smooth surface, but a high luster is obtained using felt or cloth wheels in polishing compound. For best results, polishing accessories should be used at speeds not greater than 15,000 RPM. No polishing compound is needed when using the 425 polishing wheel. Aluminum oxide abrasive wheels, used to remove paint, deburr metal, polish stainless steel, and other metals. Available in medium grit. Sanding accessories. Sanding discs in fine, medium, and coarse grades are made to fit mandrel number 402 and easy 407. They can be used for nearly any small sanding job you might have, from model making to fine furniture finishing. In addition, there is the drum sander, a tiny drum which fits into the rotary tool and makes it possible to shape wood, smooth fiberglass, sand inside curves, and other difficult places, and other sanding jobs. You replace the sanding bands on the drum as they become worn and lose their grit. Bands come in fine, medium, and coarse grades. Flap wheels grind and polish flat or contoured surfaces. They are used most effectively as a finishing sander after heavier surface sanding and material removal is completed. Flap wheels come in fine and coarse grades. Bluffs are a great finishing accessory for cleaning and light sanding. They work effectively on metal, glass, wood, aluminum, and plastics. Coarse and medium buffs are sold together. all buffs are sold individually. Do not exceed 15,000 RPM in speed. Grinding wheel. Used for deburring, removing rust, and general purpose grinding. Use with mandrel number 402. Cutting wheels. These thin discs of emery or fiberglass are used for slicing, cutting off, and similar operations. Use them for cutting off frozen bolt heads and nuts, or to reslot a screw head which has become so damaged that the screwdriver won't work in it. Fine for cutting BX cable, small rods, tubing cable, and cutting rectangular holes in sheet metal. Drywall cutting bit. Gives you fast, clean cuts in drywall. Used with Dremel 565, 566 cutting guide attachment. Tile cutting bit. Cut ceramic wall tile, cement board, and plaster. Use with Dremel number 565/566 cutting guide attachment. Spiral cutting bit. Cuts through all types of wood and wood composites. Use with Dremel number 565/566 cutting guide attachment. Spiral cutting bit. High-speed router bits. For routing, inlaying, and mortising in wood and other soft materials. Use with Dremel number 355 router attachment and number 231 shaper router table. Brad point drill bits. Titanium coated brad points stay on cinder and begin drilling immediately for use on wood. HSS drill bits. HSS drill bit for use in metal and plastic. Shank sizes match the drill bit size. Different colley size or Dremel chuck. Required according to drill bit being used. Glass drill bits. Diamond tipped drill bits for use on glass and ceramic wall tile. Lubricant included. Colley fan. Blows dust away for greater visibility to workpiece. Great for sanding, engraving, and carving. Do not use the dust blower to stop or slow down the tool. Do not contact dust blower with fingers or workpiece during use. Dremel chuck. This chuck allows you to quickly and easily change accessories on Dremel rotary tools without changing collays. Accepts accessories with 1/32 and 1/8 shank. Read instruction manual. Insert and securely tighten the shank of the accessory well within the jaws of the chuck. Mandrel number 401 is used with the felt polishing tip and wheels. Thread the tip onto the screw carefully. The felt tip must thread down straight on the screw mandrel and be turned all the way to the collar. Mandrel number 402 has a small screw at its tip and is used with emery cutting wheels and sanding discs. Higher speeds, usually maximum, are best for most work, including cutting steel, which is shown here. To replace the band on the drum sander, loosen the screw without removing it to contract the drum, then slide without removing it to contract the drum, then slide the old band off. Slide the new sanding band on and then expand the drum by tightening the screw once again. Before each use, check to make certain that all components are assembled to accessory shank and that the drum is sufficiently expanded to secure the band during use. If sanding band is loose on the drum during operation, it may fly off and strike you or bystanders. Easy Lock operating instructions. Easy Lock mandrel number EZ402 has a spring-loaded sleeve and is used with cutting wheels, abrasive buffs, and polishing cloth. Always make sure the rotary tool is off before changing accessories. Incorrect seating of wheel on mandrel may lead to personal injury or property damage. To load accessory, place Easy Lock mandrel into chuck as deep as possible. Note, there is a blue spacer on the mandrel that will bottom out on the Easy Change chuck. Setting the mandrel to the correct depth. Pull spring-loaded sleeve down towards tool with one hand and hold. You can brace the tool on the body or workbench for extra leverage. With the other hand, align bow tie shape on cut-off wheel with mandrel and make sure metal insert is facing away from the tool. Place the wheel on the mandrel to a point just below the bow tie on the mandrel and twist 90 degrees until the bow tie shape on the wheel aligns with the sleeve. Release sleeve. Wheel should lock in place. When mounting, sanding, and polishing accessories, align bow tie with metal insert on bottom of accessory. To check the proper seating, hold Calais lock button and twist accessory. Accessory will not be able to rotate on mandrel. To unload accessory, pull spring-loaded sleeve down toward tool with one hand. Hold sleeve down while twisting accessory 90 degrees. Remove accessory. During use, avoid damage to Easy Lock mandrel by not letting it contact the workpiece. Easy Drum mandrel number EZ407SA has a spring-loaded sleeve and is used with sanding bands. Warning: always make sure the rotary tool is off before changing accessories. Incorrect seating of sanding band on mandrel may lead to personal injury or property damage. To load accessory, as indicated, Place 2 fingers underneath the mandrel and pull firmly up. This will place the easy drum in the unlocked position. Keeping 2 fingers beneath the mandrel, slide the sanding band down until the entire blue mandrel is covered. To return to locked position, press firmly down on the top of the mandrel, removing the sanding band on the mandrel. Place 2 fingers underneath the mandrel and pull firmly up. This will place the easy drum in the unlocked position. Sanding band will now easily slide off mandrel. Do not squeeze sanding band when removing from easy drum. This can lead to rubber band pulling off mandrel and becoming inoperable. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and I will be back.